Welcome to your podcast for this beautiful July 16th, 2014. This is a retreat podcast as well as my commentary and video cast this week. All getting my students ready for a very important experience that is going to happen in our retreat at Mount Madonna. This will be a turning point. The people who are there are to be there. They're there for a purpose and a reason. They didn't allow anything to take them out. They didn't allow their karma to take them out. They followed their karma as a way to awaken and bring them to the moment. Karma is like a push and pull. The weave of karma within our life, as I talk about it in the commentary, and I hope you will read it, is a very important thing to understand. In and throughout our entire life is the weave of karma. And it can pull either way. It can pull you away from your life if you so choose to go against it. And it can take you to places you and I would not find beautiful. It would be meaningful because it will be painful. And the pain is not about punishment. The pain is about bringing us back eventually. It is not a punishment that kind of coincides with what we believe in as moral retribution. When I go against the storm, I go against the storm. And I suffer the consequences of going against the storm. When I go with the storm, then I fly with it. And something takes me deeper and deeper and deeper into the place where my karma seeks to show me. Karma is showing us, it's teaching us, it is offering us a path. Karma is the cup of our destiny, and that is what I'm going to be showing my students in this upcoming week as we begin to understand the destiny of our life. Not the purposes for which we can manipulate karma, many people think that, to get what we want, but rather to realize the destiny of our life. If we fight against karma, we will find ourselves eventually submitting to it in a way that does not create an advantage for us to awaken. If we move with karma, we move away from the intents of this world and the sorrow of it, and we find ourselves living on an entirely different level in an entirely different place. To submit ourselves voluntarily to the beauty of karma and to understand its advantages for us, to travel faster, more beautifully, into the meaning of the heart is a very wise decision that most people can't make. Why? Because they are too busy trying to get what they want. We actually believe that what we want or should have is the way of our life. Hence, we miss everything that is deeply important to our living. When Jesus said that life is more than meat, the body more than raiment, he was simply pointing out to us that our life is more than gratuitous living. The more I gratify my living through self-righteousness and pride and vanity, the more I find deep despair in my life. I start accumulating things that are unkind in my life, and I start perpetuating the storm within me, causing my life to be very ugly. This is the way we live, and this is the way we want to live, as I have found that most people do not consider the consequences of their karma in the way in which they live their life. Most of us live to avoid fear. And in doing so, we meet fear head on. We create fear in our life, useless fear. Fear that does not bring us to anything meaningful. I have many different types of students. Many different types. Some that work upon themselves and some that just don't. The ones that don't work much upon themselves are trying to understand everything from their intellectual values, from their emotional thinking. The ones who understand the nature of this practice, they are the ones who come into this very beautiful experience, understanding that deep inside, they can't understand any of this. They just must ride the wave of their karma and learn to understand and trust in its nature. Fear comes into being when I want to be in a particular emotional pattern. To live without fear is to live without a particular pattern that aggrandizes me in shame, in blame, in hate, in self-righteousness. So when I demand a particular way of living, that is the source of my fear, because I'm going against the karma of my life. Learning to recognize our karma and to flow with it beyond the comprehension of the ego, the vanity, the pride, is a very important thing to do. It is something that many people have a great deal of difficulty achieving. But if you are going to achieve anything in this life, let it be that you achieve the way of karma. To understand the wave of this karma as it weaves its way in and out of your life. It is never punishing, as I said. Karma is revealing. It is constantly revealing to us the way of our living, the way that is truly important to our life. So when I am living in the ultimate karma of my living, I am living in the ultimate awareness of my life. I will be offering 3 very beautiful Vipassana-made Tibetan pulsing meditations. They will be geared to awakening each and every one of my students to something that is beyond the conceptual ideas of what it means to be spiritual. You're going to have the chance, for those of you who attend, to recognize the bigger picture of your life and to feel the dimensions of your living. These dimensions live as guidelines. They open up doors. They reveal and change everything. They're transformational. They cause transformation in our life. And they bring us to a clarity that the human mind cannot accept and the human mind cannot think. So their beauty is in the beholder of the soul that lives within you. When you are ready for this kind of loving experience, you're going to find that things do change in your life. No, not the circumstances. The things that change are the aptitude you have for this practice, the aptitude for your living, and the presence of your life within your own living. Something is going to happen, something beautiful. You are always invited to these retreats, and for those of you coming, as you come up, keep letting go, letting go, letting go. There is something up here awaiting you. It is the cup of your destiny, that you might drink from it. It is all about love. Please forgive me. Namaste.